Hi, welcome back to my channel and to what used to be my monthly podcast. My name is Elisa and I am running behind a little bit on these recordings. It is now the beginning of July 2025 and my last video was uploaded here at the end of March or beginning of April, but anyway, I talked about my March projects in it. The reason why I have been away for so long is that the spring and early summer has been very busy, as it always is every year. So I've also missed my Podiversary. My first video came out in June last year. But anyway, we're here now, we will catch up, and my plan is to do like a recap of the first 6 months of the year in this episode. 6 months I've already gone in 2025, which is unbelievable. So I thought it was a good opportunity to wrap up the first half of the year. If you've been here for a while, you will probably remember that this year I have a crazy project of knitting all of the patterns that are included in issue 9 of the Making Stories magazine. The magazine is now discontinued, unfortunately, but yeah, I had that old issue and I really liked all of the patterns in the magazine, so I decided, it would be my opportunity to try something really challenging like this. It's 12 patterns in total. I know that some of us really knit a lot, but not me. I have a family, I have 2 jobs. So yeah, 12 patterns looked like really, really challenging. It turned out that it's not so challenging, probably because I work better when I have deadlines and goals. So I've already knitted 5, but some others are very well underway. And I will show them in a minute. I will also show my 2 latest finished objects. So having been away for 3 months means that I have 2 finished objects. And then we'll talk maybe about future plans. The one thing I'm not thinking of talking about in this episode is acquisitions, because in this past 3 months I had I accumulated a crazy amount of yarn, and that's due to some sad news. So my local yarn shop, I have 2 local yarn shops here in the town where I live. I live in Delft in the Netherlands. One of them is luckily still open, but the other one that is in the city center, and I used to go to just for browsing, just for looking at the beautiful yarns, they are closing. They will continue as a web shop, but that's really not something I'm very interested in. I hardly ever buy yarn online. I don't like it. I don't think it's sustainable. And especially this year, one of the goals of this project was sustainability as well. So I have a video here on the channel where I talk about the whole 2025 project and all the goals that I have for it. So you can refer to that if you're interested. But sustainability was one of the goals, and it's one of my values anyway, so I don't buy online unless it's strictly necessary, which usually is not. So yeah, for me it's sad news that they are closing. I really liked the shop, it was a nice big shop. So that, and the local yarn shop in my mom's town. I'm originally Italian, my mom lives back in Italy, and that shop has been in business since 1940, and they are now closing. So yeah, so she and my auntie bought a lot of things and they shipped some to me here. And I've also been traveling. That's one of the reasons why I've been away from YouTube. In the spring I've been for more than 2 weeks in Japan, so I bought some stuff there. Really, really a lot of stuff. So much so that my cabinet is overflowing, and I'm already thinking of my 2026 project, which will be knitting from stash. not because, you know, I want to make a point of it, but because it's absolutely necessary. I really don't know where to put this yarn anymore. I'm out of space. So I think, no, we're not ready to talk about my whips because I want to talk about what I'm wearing first. If you've been around for a while, you've seen this t-shirt already. It's difficult to show, but I will try to insert a little video of me standing up so you can see it better. I can come closer so you can see the fabric and the texture. This is called the Nina, and it's a pattern that I designed, and it's available on Ravelry now. It's knitted in silk, in Kinu, which is cruelty-free silk. Kinu by Ito yarn. Every detail will be in the description below. It's super light and super yeah, light in every possible way, you know. It's like less than, no, it's like 200 grams of yarn, and it's very airy and lightweight. I mean, you know, for the summer, it's just perfect for the summer. It is, of course, a very small gauge, so it is a bit of knitting. But yeah, it's mostly stockinette and reverse stockinette here in this section at the front, so it's really a no-brainer once you get, you know, into the rhythm. Yeah, when I knitted it, I didn't find that it was too much. Of course, you have to like take it easy and make sure you have enough time, so you start ahead of time if you want to wear it in the summer. But it's also really nice under a jacket. Yes, maybe I will try to show I'll put a little video here of how I style it. With a little jacket above it. It's really a versatile t-shirt, and also a versatile pattern. You could knit it in mohair if you wanted it and wear a shirt under it, or any other lightweight yarn that has a good drape. So some alpaca yarns would be great for that. I'm thinking of the Olstgarn Titicaca, for example. That would be an excellent choice. I will put maybe some suggestions in the description below, so you can maybe think about it. It will make me very happy to see a few more Ninas out there on Instagram, for example. So if you like it and you decide to knit it, of course, don't forget to tag me so I can find you. Okay. I'm looking at my notes that are standing up there on that side. I have talked about the Nina, and I can talk about my finished projects now. But I forgot to take my notebook. Here's my journal. So one of the goals of this year's a crazy knitting project was to start keeping a knitting journal, like a proper knitting journal. I'm not very good with Ravelry. I really don't like putting, I mean, I do have projects there, but I don't like to keep my notes there. I am a bit of an old-fashioned kind of person, so what I really prefer is to write things in here with my fountain pen, like grandma like. Okay, I'm really sorry about the light. There's a lot of wind today and passing clouds, so sometimes it goes very dark. There's nothing I can do about it. I have no control on the weather. Okay, so my first, well, yeah, today's first finished object, which is finished object number 4 this year, is a pair of socks. These ones. It's ankle socks. I don't have a sock blocker, I'm sorry, but this is it. It has a ruffle, as you can see, all around it, and a picot edge. So very pretty, very dainty. I haven't been able to wear them yet. The yarn is a blend of cotton and wool, so a little lighter than your regular wool socks, but still too heavy for the summer. So yeah, I have tried them on, of course, but I don't know how the yarn behaves and how it will hold up when washing the socks. I'm not sure that I like them so much either. because of the frilly appearance, but I have a pair of shoes that really go with this. I have a pair of Mary Janes, of black Mary Janes, that really go with this, so I'm sure I will find the right outfit to wear these socks with. If you want to look at the texture a bit better, it was very nice yarn to work with. It is Rico. I'm going to show you the label that I pasted in my notebook. The label is Cotton Stretch by Rico, and this is the main page with the yarn attached, and I have attached here these little stickers that I bought in Japan that are this lavender color that I also have in the socks, so everything is matching, yay. Anyway, one of the goals of the 2025 knitting project is to make videos for each of the projects. So today, while I am at it, I will try to film a video for these socks. I'm way behind on that. I have never filmed, I think, the video for finished object number 3. So yeah, I will have to catch up. But today I have all morning to do this, so I will try to do that as well. So I will talk more in depth about the pattern and my experience of knitting the socks. Of course, not pattern details, not numbers or anything, but you know, my experience of knitting up the socks in that video that I'm hoping to get out maybe next week, maybe filming today, then a bit of editing, and then uploading. Okay, finished object number 4, and finished object number 5 is the one you see here on Dolly, my friend. She's a bit wobbly today because I had to take her off of her legs, because I'm sitting on this very low armchair, so she would have been too tall with her legs under her. But I'm turning the camera a little bit so you can see the sweater better. There it is. As you can see, it's a round yoke sweater with a bit of lace and a bit of color work. I really like the colors. I think this is what I envisioned, exactly what I envisioned for this sweater. There's a little story behind it, because I originally bought completely different colors just because I wanted to get out of my box, in a way, of my mental box for it. But then I was like, no way, you know, it's not gonna work. This is not what I like. When you have an idea stuck in your mind, you just have to go for it, right? Now, let me find the angle again. Here we go. So, yeah, I bought new yarn, so that's also something that ended up in my stash cabinet. A bit of an irresponsible acquisition as well. But okay, I'm happy with the colors. I am not happy with how the yoke turned out. A friend of mine said, you know, has a completely different opinion. So my opinion is that I don't mind this little puckering. I'm not sure if you can see it. But again, I will make a video when I talk in detail about all this. It's just to give you an overview now. So it puckers a bit at the tips of the leaves, and I get some little holes along the center line of the leaves, and that's because, of course, of my tension. I have tensed the short floats too much and the long floats not enough. So the loose floats at the back cause the little holes, the loose stitches that create the holes that shouldn't be there, and the puckering is created by the very tense short floats. So my friend says the holes give it a lacy appearance, but that was not the for me that was not the whole point. It's supposed to have an even and dense fabric on the yoke. So I'm not sure what will happen with this. The yarn I used is also very elastic, and I really liked that while I was knitting it, because I thought it makes all this color work a nicer experience. But I didn't think that it would also mean that it wouldn't like hold it together enough. It's not, of course, the recommended yarn in the pattern. This is Cool Wool by Lana Grossa that I used in the past. I liked it in the past. I actually knitted another colorwork sweater with it, but it was a very classic colorwork with very short floats, so no need to catch the floats on the inside. It was slightly different, so I thought it could be okay for this one as well. But I'm not 100% happy with it, so I will see what I do with it. One thing I could do is go on the back side and try to distribute the tension, but I'm not sure I want to do that because it's very boring work, and I'm not sure if it works if it works out in the end. So we will see. If you have advice on this, please let me know. If you've knitted something similar before and you had the same problem and you found a solution, I would be happy to know. Yeah, because I really would like to wear the sweater, but I'm not sure if I will wear it as it is now. I hope it's not too ambitious to think that I can film the video for this one today already. Maybe it is a bit too ambitious, I don't know. Anyway, apart from this, I don't have much to say. The pattern was good enough, so if you like it, all these patterns are individually available on Ravelry now. You can oh, now it's loud. You can buy them on Ravelry. I had no problems with the pattern. So with some other patterns in this issue 9 of Making Stories, I have had problems. There are mistakes and things that were unclear to me, but not with this one. This one was perfect. I have made a few modifications. So the pattern has a 2x2 ribbing at the edges that I don't particularly like, especially not on an elegant looking kind of lace yoke like this. I prefer the 1x1. I've also tapered in the sleeves a little bit, but eventually I will talk about these things in the video, and I will also try in the next few days to complete my Ravelry projects for these. So all these things will be in there. Right, that was finished object number 5 of 2025. It would have been nicer to have 6 finished objects for the first 6 months, but yeah, whatever. It is what it is. I have a couple of, one almost finished object that lives in this bag here. This is not one of those fancy project bags. It's just an IKEA shopping bag, but I really like the fabric. Isn't it pretty? So this one lives in here. It will be, I hope, finished. Oops, what was that? A needle. It will be finished as soon as the weather gets a bit cooler, because there's really not long to go. It's also a bit wrinkly. Isn't this pretty? Also very frilly, but I kind of like it. It's a mohair, so it's impossible to work on it now. But I did make some progress before I last filmed and now, so I'm still going to show it. It has these frilly ruffles that are really, really cute. Most of the progress has been on the body. So we're knitting down on the body in plain stockinette, so not very interesting. This is originally in the pattern a short sleeved tee. I thought it would be nicer to have a bit of a longer sleeve, maybe a 3/4 sleeve, to make it more wearable, because honestly a mohair tee with short sleeves, I can't imagine when I'm going to wear it except maybe a very fancy dinner. That doesn't happen very often in my life, unfortunately. However, I don't think I have enough yarn to give it long sleeves. I thought I did, so I have actually started to knit on one of the sleeves, but then I realized that I probably would need the yarn to lengthen the body enough, because I like cropped things, but this would really be too cropped if I didn't manage my yarn well. I don't think I have long to go now, because this is the length. This is probably around 25 centimeters under the arm, which is usually enough for me. So when I pick it up again, I might just put in a little ribbing. Yeah, of course, try it on and then decide. But yeah, the other thing that the other problem I had is that these two mohairs are the same yarn, the same brand. It's Norli, but the white balls are considerably shorter than the beige ones. I don't know why, and honestly, I haven't made contact with them to ask if there's a reason, but I probably will before completing the project and then filming my video for the project to, you know, give a complete overview of everything, including the yarn, because it's a bit disappointing. You buy the same yarn thinking it will be the same, but it's not. I'm actually really having little balls of this beige left over. I could also, now that I think of it, I could also maybe knit the bottom hem in one color. So use the beige leftovers for the bottom hem and save a bit of the white. It's not white, it's cream, it's a dirty white, an off-white. So save a bit of this to lengthen the sleeves if I then decide to lengthen the sleeves. But now this has to go back in the bag, because only holding it in my hands is making me sweat. We had a bit of a heat wave here in the Netherlands for the past couple of days, and today the temperatures are supposed to lower a bit. They did, but to be honest, I'm on the top floor of the house, as you can see from the beams there, and up here it's still quite warm. So, second project that I need to update you on is another cardigan. Yes, I'm knitting two cardigans at the moment, but I haven't presented the other one yet. So it's a cardigan, and the only progress I have is just knitting up. This is knitted from the bottom up, so I went up a bit. This is a slow project because it's mostly purling, so I don't dislike it, to be honest. When I realized that I had embarked on a project that was mostly purling, I was like, what have I done? But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's actually quite fun. It's an 8-row repeat, so it keeps you engaged. And of these 8 rows, only 2 are mostly knit stitches. The other 6 are mostly purl stitches. So yeah, a tough one. A very small gauge, 3mm needles. Luckily, I am very short, so I can knit a bit less of it. Because if I knitted the full length that is indicated in the pattern, this would go below my hip, I think, and I don't like that. I like it for like a flowy garment. I have a couple of long cardigans they are open cardigans, so that's fine. But not with this one. This one is going to have buttons, and so I would like to have it at my waist, or not at my waist, at my hip bone, sort of. That kind of length. I have knitted 5 buttonholes here, and I'm going to knit 7. So yeah, not long to go. When you start knitting the last bit between the buttonholes, you also start the neck shaping. It has another cloud. It has sort of a shawl neck. I don't know how to call it. It's one of those necks that that you have to increase for here in the middle, and then you fold it down. So there's that. There's the increases for the V shape. There's the increases to build the neck of the fabric of the neck, and there's armhole increases, plus the mock cable pattern. So very shortly it will become very interesting. Luckily, on the Making Stories website, there's a chart. It's like it's not a chart, it's like an Excel spreadsheet where it's indicated, because the pattern only says keep working in pattern and at the same time decrease for the armholes and decrease and increase at the neck in this way. But I think it would be next to impossible to get it right without a table where you can like cross out the rows. So that's very useful. And because Making Stories has closed down, if you're interested in knitting this one, I suggest that you download all the materials they have on there very quickly before maybe the website goes down. I think in this specific case this will be most useful. It's going to look like this. I really like the yarn, which is Pegulhal by Rosa Pomar. You have to think that when it blocks, it will stretch out a little bit, so it will look like this. Yes, I really like the color as well. It's very autumnal, so I think in the autumn I will maybe work on it with a bit more enthusiasm. It's also one of those rustic feel yarns, so in the heat again it's not very nice to work on, but I've still managed to put in some yarn. Also, I don't want to leave it too long because I don't want to forget. The pattern is very easy to memorize, but you know, if you leave it too long, then maybe you have to go back and look at the instructions, and I don't want to do that. So I make sure that every week I put in like 2-3 rows so that I don't forget it. And this was it. And then I have 2 summer knits. Yay! One of them is almost finished, and it's a t-shirt. So it's called Blossom in the magazine, but it's so heavily modified that I don't think you will recognize it. In the magazine it has 2 massive lace panels. I don't know how to hold it like this. It has 2 massive lace panels that I decided to skip because it also has lacy edges here and here at the bottom, and at the neck. It's a V-neck t-shirt. I have completed the back and the first of the fronts. Now it's really messy, I'm sorry. This is, yeah, let's show it like this, it's easier. So I only have one of the fronts to go, but before I knit that, this is one of the fronts here. Like this. Yeah, so it looks rather deep, but I still have to add the hem here. Before I knit the other front, I want to join the 2 shoulders to see if I like the end result. The pattern instructs to join with a 3 needle bind off, I think. The thing is that I don't really like the 3 needle bind off on the inside. I like it on the outside a bit more, and in this case I think it would look good because there's of course the ribbing here, and when there's ribbing I think that the little braid you get from the 3 needle bind off kind of matches the ribbing, so it's quite nice. What I don't like in this case is that I have the yarn on this side, on the outside, on the far side of the neck, so on the shoulder side. So I think the braid, the little arrows that make up for the braid, I hope this makes sense, but I visualize the seam that you get like a braid, and the braid is made up of little arrows that point in one direction. So starting from here and going in towards the neck, those little arrows will point in what for me is the wrong direction. I know this is very silly, it doesn't make sense to anyone other than me, but when I do a 3 needle bind off that way, I like to start here and go out, not the other way. So I have to decide if I can leave with the arrows pointing in the other direction or not, or if I want to maybe do a Kitchener stitch along here, and then figure out how I will have to do it on the ribbing as well. I have done it before, but at the moment I don't really remember how I do it, so I will have to like do a bit of research. Maybe there's a good tutorial here on YouTube. If there is, please put it in the comments below, because I really want to get working on this very soon, in the next few days, so please act quickly and let me know. Or yeah, I will just have to try and figure it out myself, but I'm not sure I can be bothered. So we will see. But this is almost done. Knitting this, the one front here took like 2 days. Of course not 2 full days, but 2 days in terms of my knitting time, or the knitting time I have. So there's really not long to go. Heavily modified, like I said. I also did it so that I could knit the body in the round, because the pattern in the pattern it's knitted in pieces, so a front and back separately, and I don't see why I have to knit rows and so do a lot of purling when I can just knit in the round. I really don't see any reasons for that. Also in the pattern, this is really oversized, but this is the width that I wanted, and based on the swatch that I made, this will also relax a lot. This is cotton and viscose. Also a yarn by Lana Grossa. I bought more from the shop, from the local yarn shop that is closing down, because it's a really nice yarn to work with. It's also very, very light and fresh in your hands, so it's really perfect as a summer knit. What else? Yeah, the back of the neck is kind of a weird shape, so having a different stitch count, because I modified the stitch count because I would I knitted this up, I knitted up the body and one of the fronts, and then I realized that it was getting really, really too wide. It was getting massive. It was getting something like this on me. So I ripped it all out and I started again with my own stitch count, and I tried to keep the same increased rate for the neckline and the same shaping for the back of the neck, which is, it's okay, but it's very round for a back neck. Of course I have to add the ribbing, so it will probably be okay, but it still has a weird shape, doesn't it? We will see. In the next video this will be finished, so you'll see it then. I would probably have worn it in the meantime as well, because it's summer, so we will see. We will see. So far I'm very happy with this, and my last work in progress is also a cardigan, and it's not included in the Making Stories magazine, because what happened is that I am now planning to knit 2 small objects, so a tank top and another pair of socks that are in the magazine. I'm planning to knit those when I go away for my holidays. But the last 2 objects that are in the magazine are giving me a bit of trouble, because I cannot find yarns to match the gauge, yarns that I like, of course, to match the gauge. And so I have made more irresponsible purchases, trying to find a yarn that would match the requirements. And then I decided that, you know, this is done for the fun of it. So if it's not fun, there's no point in doing it. So for the moment, those two final projects are on hold, and I will substitute them with two similar projects, so two equivalent projects, or equivalent in my idea of things. Those two projects are a cardigan and another round yoke sweater with some color work as well, and some lace as well. This is a cardigan again, a completely different one. The one in the magazine is a lacy cardigan with a lot of ribbing. That's the thing that really put me off, because there are 4 different gauges in the pattern that you have to get. That's a crazy amount of gauges, guys. I mean, I was like, how am I supposed to get 4 different gauges right? I always struggle to get 1 gauge right. So why 4? Come on. So this is one of the yarns that I bought to try and get those 4 gauges all at the same time. And while swatching with it, I realized how much I liked it. So I didn't want it to end up in my stash and wait there 3 years before I made anything with it. So I decided to cast on immediately, and I cast on this self-drafted cardigan. I really like this construction. This is a European shoulder. It's the one where you cast on the stitches here at the neck, and then you increase every row to get this really nice seam on the back, and then you pick up the stitches for the front, so the shoulder looks like this. Then I have picked up the stitches along here, and so you knit down the front a little bit, and then you have enough fabric to pick up the stitches along the shoulder itself, so here, along here. And then I'm knitting I have knitted the shoulder simultaneously, which is something I have done before with other people's patterns, so not as a self-drafted thing. And I wanted to explore this a little bit more. So making up my own patterns is my favorite thing. I always prefer to, you know, be in control. I'm sure it's something I have to work on, and it's part of my of my wanting to have everything under control, but it's okay, because again, knitting is my thing. I can do whatever I want with it. So yes, there's nothing wrong with wanting to make your own thing, right? Can you confirm this? Is anyone else like this among my viewers? I hope I'm not the only one. So this is what it looks like when worn. Of course, there's a bit of fabric underneath from my t-shirt, but I think it came out pretty well. I have a bit of a point here. Oops, something fell downstairs. I have a bit, yes, of a point here, but I think it will go with blocking, because this fabric really softened when I blocked my swatch. This is cotton and silk, and I bought it, this time I bought it at the market. There's a market on Thursday here in Delft, and there's a stall that sells yarn. I had never bought anything there, and this one is a cotton and silk yarn from a German producer, a small producer that I had never heard of before, but it turned out that it's very nice to work with, very soft for cotton, and like I said, it washed very well. I washed the swatch in the washing machine, and it came out perfect. It came out, like I said, very soft and drapey. So I'm really looking forward to wearing this cardigan. I have the buttons for it. I don't have them here now, but yeah, this will also be finished in the next video, because I've knitted this much under the armpit, so I'm losing my stitches there. So yeah, I think 10 more centimeters, and then the button band, and then the sleeves. I'm planning to knit the sleeves on this more small circumference circular needles, because I haven't made them massively big, so they should fit on the needle, and then I'm going to taper them down a little bit. Okay, so that was that. Oh, I have the dolls here, so I can show you. This is it. GB Fleur. No idea what else they make, but they have a website, so you can go there. Yes, 77% cotton and 23% silk, and it's 120 meters in 50 grams, but it was 10 balls and I still have 5 of them, so I think I will have leftovers actually. Maybe not, depending on how long I want to make it. But okay, it will be more than enough to finish it. That was it for the knitting. One thing that I wanted to say though is that I've taken up my sewing again. So sewing was another one of my lifelong passions, together with knitting, but I find it more stressful and more complicated, and I never had a dedicated sewing space in the house. So whenever I decided to make something, I would have to like take out my sewing machines and, you know, take up the dinner table to do the cutting and everything. So more difficult than just pick up the needles and knit. But yeah, the summer is usually the time of the year when I want to do some sewing. I don't think I did anything last year, but this year I was determined to make myself some nice handmade garments. So far I have made a skirt. I will put some photos or some b-roll of it there. A skirt that I loved, and it was so easy to make that it's highly recommended. It's lovely. I wear it all the time. I made a skirt for my daughter. She's graduating from high school, and she wanted something for her high school graduation, and I was like sweating it so much. I so wanted to get it right for her. You know, I felt like I was making a wedding dress, honestly. But she's super happy with it, so that's done, and I'm a very proud mom. And now I have a little tank top on the go, so maybe you'll see that next time. If it's too warm to wear a knitted garment, maybe you'll see that next time. It's almost done. If you have recommendations for some knitting patterns or websites selling knitting patterns that you find nice or easy, because I'm very much a beginner at sewing, so please give some recommendations in the comments below. One of the difficulties for me was that I self-draft, as you can imagine, like for the knitting, for the sewing as well. I've always made my own patterns. I even took classes when I was younger. But that's very complicated still for me to draw a pattern. Is very complicated, and I recently found out that they are downloadable, so that was big help. The skirt and the tank top I'm sewing now were downloaded from websites. I will put the links below. They are both free patterns, so I hope someone else can enjoy them as well. it was really a game changer for me to find out that there are sewing patterns out there, so I don't have to keep sewing from my old patterns and modify them, which is what I've been doing so far, or mimicking old clothes that are not wearable anymore but that I still like. I've been doing that as well a lot in the past years, and it works. I mean, it works, but it's just more complicated. Cutting out an existing pattern that was made by someone who knows how to do stuff made things a lot easier. Okay, so this is it, sewing. Also, let me know if you want to see more of those sewing projects, because I don't see myself stopping now that I have started again. I'm really enjoying it again, and I want to do more of it. Maybe as the weather cools down as well. I have adapted a table that I have here on this landing that I am sitting on now to be a cutting table. So I hope that also will make things a bit quicker and a bit easier for me. Okay, the light is really crazy today, so I might end this here. I hope you enjoyed it, and please let me know by liking it and subscribing it to the channel. I'm also on Instagram, of course, so you can find me there. I have a coffee place where you can give me a coffee to support this video making that is really time consuming, but it's also a lot of fun. So I hope to be back with another video after the summer with an update on my knitting projects, the summer knitting projects, and these two summer knits that will be finished, and then hopefully in the autumn be back with monthly episodes, so they can also be a little shorter, because this is really long. Okay, see you next time, and thanks a lot for watching.